Woodpecker's first pole of the season is a good sign for Red Pandas Racing, but it's a long road before they can get him into the playoffs, as he is the only driver without a heat win. He'll try to change that, as he is our #1 seed, as MSPN's continuing coverage of NASMARB brings us to the Misfortune 400 here at Mayhem Super Speedway. I'm Rick O'Shea, glad to be here with you, and you can see there was a considerable effort put in by Red Pandas Racing to get Woodpecker and Earl into the playoffs, and so far so good, as Red Pandas Racing qualifies 1 and 2 with a 43 and the 33. They're the first team in the history of NASMARB to go 1-2 in a qualifying session. However, that doesn't mean anything if you don't go through the first round. And on this first run, it's going to be Neptune instead in the 11. Advancing, the 43 of Woodpecker might be the 1 seed, but he fails to finish that lap, flipping on his hood. As we'll look at the replay, and you can see here, looks like Neptune was actually the slowest marble, or the slowest car to begin with. The contact between the 86 and the 43, slipping through some nice wheelmanship there by Neptune to advance into the next round. And now it's one-on-one with Woodpecker and Bloodstorm, who's qualified in 18th in the last 2 races, and he won't finish any better here, as Woodpecker will survive and advance, and for the first time past that first round for Woodpecker, becoming the last driver to win a heat, which means now all 20 drivers in the field have advanced and won a heat at least once this year. Granted, we're now 4 races into the season, so certainly not the distinction of being the last driver to do so is what Woodpecker wanted, but that's a start. And here is the second part of that 1-2 punch for Red Pandas Racing. It's the 33 of Earl, Spitzer, and Nugget. They're all going to face off here, and Earl has the lead. Earl's going to get an easy win, as Spitzer, I believe, fell off the course. And yes, down on his hood, off the course for the 25. So Earl advances with what looked to be a pretty easy win. And yeah, just got turned by the 16, did Spitzer. Nugget will finish the race a distant second, and Spitzer will have to reset, take that out of his mind, and go one-on-one with Nugget for the final spot. Spitzer's got a big lead. Spitzer makes a mistake, flips, and Nugget's going to advance. Oh, wow. Some driver error there by the 25. Nugget advances, and Spitzer is out in the first round. Wow. That is certainly a disappointing finish for Spitzer, who clearly had more speed than Nugget, who barely finished the course without any issues. But nonetheless, it is Nugget who advances, as Sal, Oak, and Prime will now face off. Prime's looking to get back on track. Finished 12th or worse in the last 2 races. After winning the first one, they'll win the heat here. Sal ends up upside down. So Prime advances, winning that first heat. And now Oak, who really has to just be almost flawless from this point after missing the first 2 races. Whoa, look at that. Oak nearly came off the course. Looked like the wheels were up on the edge. Made a nice play, though, to get back on the course. And now force a one-on-one with Sal. A little bit of an issue coming out of the gate for Sal, who flips in front and then ends up upside down. Neither car is going to get through the final turn, and we'll have to go again. Have a look at this. Oh, wow. A ton of contact with the course causing most of the issue there, which has been an issue here at the Mayhem Super Speedway. Certainly a calling card of this course is that it is extremely difficult and grueling on these drivers. That proves to be the case here. Contact again. Oak's going to get the win, and again, upside down goes Sal, who ran 3 laps and not only cannot finish one of them, but can't even stay on the wheels the entire time. Oak advances as you have a look at the replay. And once again, problems for the 2. And Sal continues to struggle just a bit as we move to Group 4. This is Streamer, who won last week. Electro in the 93, the 12 of Jack Tato. And Jack Tato gets off to a good start, but flips, and the 26 going to go by. The 93 will finish off the course and nearly onto some hard concrete there for Jack Tato. Streamer's going to get the win. We'll slow it down and show it to you again. It almost looks like you don't want to be the car with that large amount of speed and open space. You kind of want to have a buffer of another car to go up against. That allowed the 26 and 93 teammates, by the way, to advance or to finish the course, and we'll see if they can both advance. The answer is going to be yes. The 93 going to easily win it, and Jack Tato ends up upside down again. And for the second consecutive group now, one of the drivers unable to stay on the wheels in either lap. Oh, nice move by the 93. Some smooth driving there for Electro in the Texas Rollhouse car. They're through, and we move on to Group 5, which features Steve. By the way, this could be very much so a redemption race. The two drivers, Woodpecker and Steve, who did not qualify last week, they both clinched top 5 seeds. Let's see if they both advance. The answer is going to be not quite yet, as DRÍZZEL ends up stuck only through the first turn. MOZILLA gets the win with some contact there with Steve, and we'll see what happens here. Let's have a look at the replay and see what happened to DRÍZZEL. Oh, we got a big flip. Just tornadoed in the air, and then the 89 couldn't quite get around the 66, and MOZILLA slowly makes his way across the line. One more look, and a huge twist in the air for DRÍZZEL. He's locked in the playoffs. He's the point standings leader, but you know he wants more. They're side by side. DRÍZZEL gets the win, and he'll advance on a great race right there. And Steve, who really needed it after not finishing or not qualifying for the last week's race, really needed to advance far into this competition. And they came side by side out of the last corner, and just some more speed in the car for the 3 allowed DRÍZZEL to get that win and advance in Group 5, which will bring us to our final group. It's Confetti, WINX, and Jeff Marbin. And they are 3 by 3 going into the first couple turns, and they'll end up 1, 2, 3. None will finish. Coming out of that final turn, Confetti and WINX both end up upside down. Jeff Marbin right behind him crashes into the back end of WINX. They'll re-rack and go again. And again, they're close with each other. This time, everybody's going to finish, and it's going to be the 17 of Confetti, who got off to a bad start to this season, trying to make a comeback, and is going to advance here out of Group 6. One-on-one now between the 13 and the 24. It's been a rough week for Flair, but they will advance WINX here as Jeff Marbin ends up upside down. Not a close race by any stretch. The 13 advances. You can see on the replay here, just never really close for Jeff Marbin. And there are the final 12. You can see WINX is the only of the Bladestar Motorsports cars, those that are driving for Flair. Only one to advance, excuse me. Bloodstorm eliminated in this round. The Murakami failed to qualify. As we go into stage 2 here, it is Woodpecker and Electro, the 43 and the 93. And some contact early off the course. Goes the 43. Can Electro finish? The answer is yes. He steals a win. And a very damaging loss there for Woodpecker, as some contact got Electro loose. And then wildly flying off the course was the 43, and just enough momentum and speed in the car to get the 93 across. And Electro takes a 1-0 lead here. This will be an easy win to even it up at 1 apiece for Woodpecker. Upside down, didn't matter, even if both cars had stayed fully on their tires. Just clearly more speed in the 43, at least that time around. And so it's 1-1 between the 43 and the 93. Woodpecker really needs to go far in this competition. They're going to win that heat, as Electro will not finish the course, and Woodpecker advances into the final 6. And that is a new track record, by the way. 2.96, fastest time belongs to Woodpecker. Woodpecker ran the fastest time in qualifying. Haven't seen many race laps beat out qualifying laps, but it happens right there. So Woodpecker clearly has a lot of speed here at this track. Neptune, and uh-oh! I believe, yep, out of the car goes Streamer as the car breaks apart in turn 1. Let's have a look at the replay and see exactly what happened. Oh, man. I'm not even sure. Neptune takes the 1-0 advantage as Streamer comes across Sans' car. And now a big hole to climb out of. The 26 takes the early lead. The 26 going to get the win. And who? Is that Neptune this time that comes apart? It is. Both drivers now have come out of the car. How about that? And so it might come down to, in this third race, who can stay in the car and finish the entire lap. And it's going to be Streamer as Neptune comes apart again. And Neptune ends up on the ground, the top of the car and the marble itself. That was an unbelievable stretch. Let's have one more look at it. Never seen anything like that. The bottom of the car ends up through the final turn and on that final backstretch. But the top of the car, the body of the car itself, and the marble itself, Neptune, end up on the ground off the course. That was a dangerous set of races run there, as Mozilla is going to get this win here, trying to lock in the third spot in our final 6 as EARL came off the course there. I'll tell you what, Mayhem Super Speedway has caused a lot of problems here for these marbles. This is a demanding race course and has caused a lot of issues. Hopefully, everybody comes out of this one okay. It has not been pretty. Gonna go one more time. EARL comes off the course again. Mozilla's gonna finish it slowly but steadily enough. And Mozilla advances. EARL is done. And for the third time, Mozilla is in the final 6. That's the most out of any of the drivers. The 66 car in the final 6 yet again. So another good run for Mozilla for Orange Racing. And now DRÍZZEL against NUGGET. DRÍZZEL not showing as much speed as we're accustomed to. Was able to advance and is going to get around NUGGET, who turned upside down. And DRÍZZEL takes a 1-0 lead. See right here, DRÍZZEL just had, I got to get around that car, and if he did, which he did, pretty easy path to victory there. And now only needing one more. DRÍZZEL well ahead, flips, comes back on his wheels, but slows too much. NUGGET going to take the win and even us back up. Wow. DRÍZZEL went for another wild ride. He's had a few crazy ones. Credit to him for getting back on the wheels and finishing the lap. And now it's one-on-one for a spot in the final 6. That spot will go to DRÍZZEL. And Red Pandas Racing will get 2 of their 3 cars into the final 6. EARL does not advance. The one that needed it the most was Woodpecker, and he's in. And DRÍZZEL is in the final 6 for the 3rd straight time. And that is a new NASMARB record. 3 straight races in the final 6 for DRÍZZEL, who is clearly setting himself apart as a championship favorite at this point in the season. As Oak and WINX will face off. Clean race. And at the finish, it's Oak who takes the win. As we mentioned, Bladestar Motorsports struggling this week. Murakami failed to qualify. And Bloodstorm struggled as well, going out in that first round. And now WINX is going to be eliminated here. Won't make it to the final 6. Upside down. Oak is in the final 6 again. Wow, and what a comeback by the 48 team. 2nd straight time in the final 6 after failing to qualify for the first 2. Great job by the 48 team here, as Confetti and Prime will face off, and you just got to feel good for everybody at FFA Racing, ML Facts, and Marbles for Autism. They've done a great job coming back, as the 17 of Confetti is going to get the win, and another car comes apart. Luckily, Prime stays in the car itself, and it's just the bottom of the car that comes apart, but that has been a significant issue here in this round. Second round has caused a lot of problems. Confetti going to get the win easily. Ooh, he almost didn't finish. But he does finish, and again, Prime cannot keep his car together. A shocking turn of events here in this second round. Let's have one more look at it. Confetti nearly threw that win away. Right there, the car just comes apart and then completely sideways as the 17 nearly didn't finish, which would have triggered a rerun and would have been a giant missed opportunity for the 17, but that's not the case. And so it is going to, in fact, be a third straight finish of 12th or worse for Prime after winning the initial race of this season. They are the standings 7th through 12th and 13th through 18th. And now we move on to the final 6. They will go 1 versus 1. The first to 3 will advance into our final 3. DRÍZZEL has been there. MOZILLA's been there. Streamer's been there. Confetti and Oak were the first 2 drivers not to qualify back in our first race. They've got a chance to be in the final 3. And then, of course, there's Woodpecker. Here is Mozilla and Woodpecker. They both flip, and nobody's going to finish. We'll have to go again. Looked like just some hard racing there. And then, oh, man, a missed opportunity for Woodpecker flipping at the end of that last turn. Could have had an easy win. We'll have to go again. Woodpecker takes the lead and has an easy win. Woodpecker. That looked like another fast lap. As Woodpecker in the 43 just flies through the course, flying off the course and back on to take a 1-0 lead over Mozilla in the 66. We've mentioned Mozilla has been consistent 3 times now in the final 6. Can he finish the course? The answer is yes to even it up. And a huge advantage there as Mozilla is able to steal away that win. As Woodpecker, you'll see, gets a little too wild, flies off the course, and then just barely able to creak out of that last corner and use the momentum of the downward hill toward the end of this course, that backstretch, to be able to finish the lap and even it at 1 apiece. Oh! Oh no! The 43 of Woodpecker completely out of sight. Watch it again. And hope for the best. Oh my goodness, that's unbelievable. The amount of impact that Woodpecker must have taken. And again, Mozilla crawls to the finish to take the second win. You gotta find Woodpecker, and oh, what a break there for the 43. Ends up on a separate plane there instead of down all the way at the bottom of the course, and they'll take an easy win. If Woodpecker can just calm down and run smooth laps, clearly faster than Mozilla, to even it at 2 and take us to a decisive 5th heat. So winner takes all, a spot in the final 3 on the line. And contact there. Mozilla is going to get it done. And Mozilla will advance to the final 3. It's still a good run for Woodpecker, but certainly disappointing when it seemed as though Woodpecker has the fastest and maybe the best car in the field today. Mozilla going to reach the final 3 for the second time. Did it back in race 1, finishing 3rd, and we'll look to improve upon that. And here are 2 of the heavyweights, Streamer and DRÍZZEL, the 26, sporting Pines cones this week. And DRÍZZEL in the classic yellow, brown, and white colors. And DRÍZZEL gets an easy first win. Doesn't look like either of these cars are as good as they have been in the past this week. DRÍZZEL was not good in qualifying, not great in the first round, but did better last round and is now picking it up. Seems like it might be the opposite way for Streamer, who's had a hard time keeping the car together. Upside down goes DRÍZZEL, and tying it up is the 26. A couple of heavyweight teams, Red Pandas Racing and OB Racing. A 3-car team for Red Pandas Racing. We talked a lot about them this week, with EARL and Woodpecker and DRÍZZEL, of course. The 26 and the 93, as this is going to be a win for Streamer. DRÍZZEL again upside down, and Streamer takes a 2-1 lead. Streamer has been one of the best. And a quiet consistency from the 93 of Electro, the Texas Rollhouse car, the other car for OB Racing. And, uh-oh, there goes the 26, a Streamer into the final 3. DRÍZZEL will have to settle for somewhere between 4th and 6th. And it's a second consecutive final 3 for Streamer, who won last week and has a chance to go back-to-back. And now both of the remaining Red Pandas Racing cars are going to finish 4th through 6th. Let's see how close it got within a car length. But DRÍZZEL could not make a move. And now Confetti against Oak. The 17 and the 48 will face off for the final spot in the final 3. And they're side by side going into turn 1. Confetti has the advantage. Confetti takes the lead. 1-0 as the 17 got in front there. Oh, almost came off the course. Great driving to keep all of the wheels on the course. And the 17 takes the lead. They switch lanes. Contact early from the 48. The 17 going to finish. The 48 flips. And it's 2-0 Confetti. This is a second consecutive final 6 for Oak. But Oak did not make it to the final 3 last week. Finished 5th. And is in danger of having that happen again. Gonna sneak out a win and continue this one on. Forcing a 4th heat here. Looked like Confetti was in the lead for the most part and got sideways. That's what nearly cost him the win last time. Was just getting completely sideways on that backstretch of the course, and there's where it happened. Can't let that happen in the final 6. The cars are gonna beat you. And Oak did a good job to recognize the mistake and took advantage. And now they will go again. And Oak flips, gets back on the course, but the 17's going to finish it off. And Confetti is in the final 3. What a comeback for this 17 team. First final 3 of the year for Confetti after failing to qualify the first week. And for a second week in a row, it's a final 6 appearance, but not a final 3 for Oak and the FFA Racing team. This is for 4th through 6th, so Oak finished 5th last time. Look to improve upon that, maybe get 4th place out of it. And then the 2 teammates, the 43 and the 3. And it is the 43 who's going to get the win. DRÍZZEL will take 2nd, and you can give 3rd and overall 6th place to Oak, who will drop 1 spot from last week. A 5th place finish to a 6th place finish here this week. So 4th for Woodpecker, and a really good start on that climb back toward the playoff picture. 5th place will be DRÍZZEL, and then 6th is Oak. We'll be right back with the final right after this.
Are you craving more Marvel sports? Come and join the MSW podcast on all your favorite podcasting platforms. Listen to Marvel Guy and Mr. Woff talk about all of the hottest Marvel topics. Come and explore the Marvel Sports Worldwide podcast.
All right, we are back for the finale here at the Misfortune 400 at Mayhem Super Speedway. Always glad to hear from our friends at the MSWP. Unfortunately for them, though, Quillo unable to qualify. Here are those that are in the final, though. Streamer, Confetti, and Mozilla. We might get a first-time winner. We might get our first repeat winner. Back-to-back potentially for Streamer. 1st to 4 is going to take home the win, and Mozilla is going to get the first one. Streamer got close at the end. They have made contact with the bumper there. Oh, the 17 got turned and got lucky to stay on the course. Let's see. Yep, they do make contact at the end, but Streamer couldn't pick the right lane to get out of the way of the 66, and so Mozilla takes a 1-0 lead. They are 3 wide. Mozilla going to take a 2-0 lead as the other 2 won't finish. They get stuck in the final turn, flip upside down. And Mozilla takes a commanding 2-0 lead. That is a huge advantage. Now you only need to win 2, and everybody else needs to win 4. Let's see what happens here. Mozilla again in the lead. Mozilla is going to get that win. And a chance for a clean sweep. This one got pretty close here at the end. Let's have a look. It looked like a little bit of a shove from the 26. Nearly got Confetti a victory. But now Mozilla one win away from a sweep. And a first career win for the 66. And for Orange Racing, he flips. Confetti will get the win and keep this championship round alive. So not quite to be. As the 17... Wow, a lot of contact as the 66 kept getting flipped by the 17. It looked like Confetti just kept turning. Mozilla, nothing you can do though. You're in a bad spot. As now, it's going to be a win for Streamer, who will get in on the action. Just pulled it out at the end. A lot of contact. And then just got away from the 17 and had enough speed to make the pass at the very end of the course. So it's 3-1-1. And now it is Confetti that's going to get the win. 3-2-1. Mozilla has now lost 3 in a row after winning the first 3. Streamer's going to get off the course right there. Looked like it may have been helped by the 17 a little bit. All is fair in love and war is what they say. That might just be war. Mozilla being pushed out of the way again, and now Confetti gets the win. Back up to 3. And if Mozilla or Confetti win this next one, they're the winners. Confetti storming back, taking the pass on the backstretch away from Streamer, and putting himself in a spot where now the 17 and the 66 both control their own destiny. Streamer has to win the next 3 to win this thing. The 17 and the 66 both fighting for their first career wins and a spot in the playoffs. Streamer has other ideas, and Streamer's going to keep it alive. What a final we have here. It has been a wild race here, the Misfortune 400 at the wildest course on the circuit. Mayhem Superspeedway has certainly proved that they are that. And they are really living up to the bill here in the finale. 3-3-2. Streamer has to win to force a winner-take-all. He is going to do just that. And it will come down to the final heat. That is 6 heats in a row that Mozilla has lost now. After winning the first 3, 2 heats in a row won by Streamer. Who's going to pick up the win ultimately? Here we go. They are off and into turn 1. Streamer's got the lead. Streamer has the advantage, and Streamer's going to win it. Pushed to the finish by Confetti, and fittingly enough, Mozilla ends up upside down and in despair after blowing a 3-0-0 lead. Back-to-back wins for Streamer, the first driver to win multiple races, and does it in unbelievable comeback fashion. Dominant last time, not so much this time, but a great job by the 26 team, and now this final race will be Mozilla and Confetti. They'll go for second. Loser will take third. Absolutely devastating for Mozilla. Got to the final 3 in the first race of the year and finished third. Gets to the final 3 here and will finish second, but will lose the final 7 heats. After taking a 3-0-0 lead, it'll go down as one of the biggest blown leads in the history of marble sports, as that is an unbelievable loss and certainly extremely devastating and something that's really going to hurt the morale for that team. As Streamer gets the win, Mozilla will take second, Confetti third, Woodpecker, DRÍZZEL, and Oak were the top 6. As you see on all the way back through Murakami and Quillo, who failed to qualify. Here are the updated championship standings. A 3-point lead now for DRÍZZEL. He holds on to the lead, but Streamer closes it in to within 3. They are locked in, as well as Prime, who's dropped to 7th in the standings points-wise, but is automatically locked into the championship after winning the opening race of the year. You have Mozilla in 3rd, WINX is 4th, Spitzer is 5th, Neptune 6th. 7th is Prime, who we said is already locked in. ELECTRO runs 8th, and Quillo is 9th. They're all double digits ahead of the cut line. Confetti is in the playoffs right now, +6 in 10th, +5 for both Bloodstorm and Nugget. They are tied For 11th and 12th, Steve is the first below the cut line, 5 points to the red there, running in 13th. 6 points back are both Earl and Oak. Great job, by the way, by Oak to really come back after the first two really bad races, now running in 15th out of 20. Earl is in 14th, 12 points back, but a much better run for Woodpecker in 16th now. Jack Tato, Sal, Jeff Marvin has dropped all the way to 19th, and Murakami is currently now your bottom seller occupier on the point standings, 28 points behind 12th place, really in a spot where you need a win now. If you're any of those drivers towards the bottom, I would say honestly, probably Jack Tato, Sal, Jeff Marvin, and Murakami all in a spot where they need a win. Plenty of more races still to come, so plenty of opportunities for those drivers who need wins to get wins, and those drivers who need points to pick up points. But until then, you've been watching NASMARB on MSPN. I'm Rick O'Shea, and thanks for watching.